Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Madals, and this is game number 2 of a best of 3 from the Steel Series SC2 League. All made possible by SC2.no, so big shout out to them. Awesome stuff they've got going on here. And these players are battling it out in a position of the Premier Division, where there's $6,700 worth of prize money on the line. So a lot of cool stuff. Anyway, let's introduce these two, who have spawned on Yonsu, spawning to the top right hand position as the red Zerg player. It's Snitchables. And his opponent down in the bottom left, currently down one game. It's the blue Zerg, TargA. So is TargA gonna be able to level this out? Take it to the ace game? We'll find out shortly, because game number 1 was a very aggressive game for both players, and they were both going Zergling Baning. They were both trading blow after blow after blow, but consistently Snitchables stayed about a couple of drones up on his opponent, giving him a slightly better economy. As such, he was able to just outlast his opponent, and then the big turning point was he just got roaches out way before TargA did, and he was just able to steamroll through and take out the natural. And TargA, he did everything he could in what is essentially crisis management, pulling drones, backing them away when they get low, etc, but just wasn't able to hold out. I've really got high hopes for game number 2 that it can live up to that sort of hype, but for the moment it is starting off a bit more passively. Snitchables open with a temple, game number 1. Game number 2 instead playing it a bit more on the old safe side. Doesn't want to do anything too crazy as of yet, but I hope he does go for an aggressive style of play, because it worked out just so well for him in game number 1 that I think it'd be really good to see him do it again. TargA, on the other hand, he's getting down his gas, getting down his spawning pool. It was a pool, then gas, just as it was for Snitchables. However, Snitchables doesn't have his gas down as early, and that means TargA will get the earlier Zergling speed and earlier access to Banelings. So a tech advantage is always good if you are going to be sitting there. Otherwise, there isn't that much going on the map at the moment. Just the early scouting, the early checking, just with overlords around, just trying to keep a good little eye on what their opponent's doing. Critically, get a scatter gas, make sure they know, okay, how long they'll be mining, how many drones they got mining for, etc, etc, etc. So a good amount of drones on both sides. TargA up by 1 at the moment, and this is one of the things why I was thinking Snitches might be quite good being more aggressive, just to keep TargA out of his comfort zone. A lot of people in Twitch chat have been mentioning how Snitches is apparently the king of the north when it comes to ZvZ, and is just insanely good at it. And after game number 1, it really did show. He was absolutely sensationally on the ball there. Quick little pull down of a few more drones. A little bit of poking and prodding actually from a lone Zergling. If he gets a kill, he is going to be one happy little ling. May very well do it, but no. Spore Caller being forced, which is something you so rarely see in ZvZ, that it, again, looks really good for Snitchables, who's getting down his Baneling nest a bit earlier than TargA's, albeit by 5 seconds. And both players still committing heavily to big drone waves. TargA and Snitchables both very similar in their current drone count, literally 1 between them. Although TargA now coming in with 2 lings of his own and is going to secure the kill. So first blood goes to TargA. Twice, the first worker blood and unit blood goes to him. And things are still pretty passive, despite 2 scouting lings is not the end of the world. A dead drone is nothing too scary. I mean, to be honest, Snitchables probably put that dead drone down to an industrial accident of mining. You would have lost more drones by now. But yeah, TargA, he's now getting more aggressive on the field. Snitchables adding in that spine caller defensively, a few defensive banelings too. But it's still only 6 lings. TargA could get a bit of damage in the main though. May even aim for a queen. Depends what he's ideally going for. Just running around, checking the gases. Not getting any critical damage as of yet. Just wanting to keep the scouting information going as long as possible. See any layers, any additional gases getting taken, etc. Hasn't actually scouted the second gas though that's down at the natural base, which unfortunately is a 4 of 3 workers, so a little bit oversaturated there. Snitchables has found one of TargA's queens that is well out on the map. And that was queen number 3. Queen number 2 also coming on a little bit of a journey. Don't know where she's going. Wants to go and see the rest of the world. Getting a divorce from the hatchery and is just like, I'll go and see what red hatcheries are like. Though, for the moment, Snitchables coming in with a few more banelings. Is he going to be able to keep that one alive? Just 1 HP. Detonates down on a 2 banelings there, so that's okay. A few more morphing in, and we're back into this aggressive Zergling baneling phase of the game. Lots happening all over the map. And this is just such a large spread of area. TargA needs to mount a solid defense here. Snitchables is getting a bit of lag, unfortunately, which is always devastatingly noticeable if you are in a Zergling baneling war. Snitchables morphing in more banelings at the moment, but TargA has got the link numbers for the moment, but that's not going to last for long as a big hit goes down. TargA detonating on the baneling cocoons, which if you don't kill them really isn't worthwhile, because once the banelings spawn, they're back to full health. Lings for TargA now going to try and cut this off. Defensive baneling coming in as well for TargA. TargA trying to morph more, but this is going to be some big hits if they get through. The Spine Crawler gets decimated. TargA still trying to morph in more at the moment. He's got more Lings coming through as well. The worker count is in Snitchables' favour by 5. More banelings on their way as well, but a Spine in the mineral line is going to be able to save the day for TargA. But more banelings still coming forward. 1 detonation goes down on a couple of Lings there. Resources lost show TargA trading fractionally more efficiently. 2,300 to 2,500. More banelings, more Zerglings rushing through. 4 defensive banelings now though for TargA. But look at this. 9 banelings getting ready to go through. If Snitchables follows this up with a good number of Lings, which he very well may, it could be huge. Because this is so many banelings. More morphing through as well. Big pressure up here. Huge detonations coming through. 2 banelings managing to make it into the drone line, but not both getting a good detonation. Queens are going to go down. TargA now down to no queens, no injects, and that's going to start hurting him. 2 banelings for a couple of Lings there. 2 banelings for a lot of Lings there, but more banelings are coming forward. TargA, though, with the roaches, should be okay to start defending this. In come the banelings, though. Big hit. TargA now down by, 9 workers, which is fairly huge. He's going up to lair, though. Snitchables, not attempting to get any more drones out, not attempting to take any more gases, is going for his Roach-a-Ron though, but still pressuring with these Zerglings and Banelings. But up against this volume of Roaches, it's going to be quite challenging to get much done, especially if TargA keeps this positioning looking good, hugged up against walls where the Lings aren't able to get the force around. TargA, still down though, by now 11 workers. The third base for Snitchables is up, so he's now a base up. He has the queens as well. TargA, something about getting some lag, so hopefully Snitchables is going to be able to fix that up. Always annoying when there is some lag issues. And well, this is pretty damn crazy. I'd say Snitchables is still in a very good position as it stands. 41 drones to 37 is quite an advantage, but it's the third base that is a massive lead for him, because that's extra production, especially when TargA was down to no queens for a while. He missed a couple of injects. That can be devastating. More Lings coming through though at the moment for Snitchables. Going to get another drone or 2. Little pickoffs like this is always very good for any Zerg player, because a couple of drones really can make all the difference. TargA, however, though, getting ready for the attack through. Moving up with a lot of roaches and a couple of banelings. Where are the defensive roaches? Snitchables ready with 11 of them. But his third hatch is looking exceptionally vulnerable. Lings may very well have to come and sacrifice themselves in if he wants to try and keep it. Nice control. Forces a manual detonation out of TargA there, who tucks up between the 2 gases to minimize surface area those Lings can exploit. But with defensive roaches coming through as well now. The queen there, the injects, the extra production. TargA is probably going to have to back out of this fight as the reinforcements get in. But he's leveled out the worker count, and that's good news for him if he can get up a third hatch. It essentially does, because otherwise TargA's pretty much capped in his worker count. Can go a little bit higher still if he adds in that second gas, but really not too much else there for TargA. Whereas Snitchables can keep on ploughing out more drones as he's doing, due to having this third base worth of mineral patches and Vespian geysers. Snitchables does have Lair, as does TargA. Snitchables now discovering the third hatch of his opponent, can look to try and take that out if he wants. Currently, both players opting for the roach-heavy composition as opposed to Mutalisks. Both players getting the 1-1, but TargA massively ahead in his upgrades. +1, nearly finished for the Blue Zerg. Kicks in now. He's got Roach Speed as well, kicking in. Whereas Roach Speed is still a fair way off for Snitchables, and +1 is an eternity away. +2 coming in for TargA as well, so he's going to keep that upgrade lead guaranteed. But he's down economically, and that's what he's going to be looking to rectify with these pokes and prodding. The next big decision is what kind of tier 2 tech these two players decide to opt for. Infestors are a nice choice. The fungal growths can be massive. So can Hydralisks though, with a good amount of damage through. TargA is going to lose a couple of roaches here on the retreat. Gets surrounded by Snitchables. Snitchables currently up in the roach count, 28-16. Both players trying to get more coming through. And TargA, I just want to highlight this. TargA was taking a bit more damage down here somewhere. I'm not exactly sure what from, but he was getting some more damage done, whereas just the sheer number of roaches were devastating there. So congratulations to Snitchables, who is able to take this series 2-0 to advance on forward.